A week after we send you a letter saying we want you to come testify, shazam, you change it.
Because I could not.
Is that coincidental?
Because I could not believe that people were so obtuse that they could not realize what the difference between a campaign statement and an actual office policy is.
The hearing changed the second Jim Jordan started reading these charges.
Sheriff, why'd you let Marvin Morales Ortiz out of jail?
Because I received a court order, a judicial order from a judge ordering his release.
Because the guy beside you wouldn't prosecute him, right?
You'd have to talk to him.
So this guy, the guy beside you wouldn't prosecute the guy who's an illegal migrant, who'd been charged with 6 different crimes, who was arrested for murder in 2020, who in 2023 assaulted a police officer, and who in September of 2025 was charged with aggravated malicious wounding and brandishing a gun. And that guy's released, you can't hold him because he's not going to be prosecuted. Is that right?
I'm not sure about,
That's what you told us. You sent us a letter on March 11th, 2016, addressed to myself and Chairman McClintock. And you said on December 16, 2025, the Commonwealth's attorney moved to not prosecute the charges of aggravated malicious wounding and brandishing a firearm by Mr. Morales Ortiz. So you had to let him out, didn't you?
Through a court order by a judge, yes, I did.
You had to let him out.
I was ordered to release him by a judge.
I see you got some of your deputies behind. How's morale in your department, Sheriff? Is it good?
I didn't know I was here to talk about morale, sir, but based on
You're here to answer the questions we ask you. That's what you're here for. Yeah.
Of course I am.
Okay.
But I'm also here to talk about what I was invited here to talk about.
Well, I'll refer you to a statement you made in August. Fairfax County Sheriff Stacy Kincaid, Democrat, also told 7 News reporter Nick Minnick, it's shameful the way things have not been prosecuted. You stand by that statement?
If that's what was written, I do.
No, I'm not asking if that's what's written. I'm saying, did you say that, and do you stand by that, and is that having an impact on morale? Because most of the police departments I know and sheriffs and deputies that I know, when they get the bad guys off the street, they like to see them prosecuted so they don't come back on the street, harm the community you're supposed to protect, and make their job tougher because they got to go get them again when they commit some other crime. That's why I asked the morale question in light of your statement just a few months ago where you said it's shameful that the guy beside you is not prosecuting people.
I did.
You said that?
I did.
Okay, good. Mr. Descano, why'd you change your website?
Sir, first of all, let me address what you had said
No. You
earlier
answered the questions we asked. You answered the questions we asked. I asked a simple question. Why did you change your website last month?
Well, sir, your statements about don't want to prosecute guys is absolutely false. And my policies so far in this hearing...
Are you saying what the sheriff wrote me is wrong?
No, what I'm saying is that the way that my policies have been
December 16th,
presented in this are outrageous.
She said the Commonwealth's attorney, that's you, chose not to prosecute Mr. Morales Ortiz on December 16th, and they had to release him. They had to do their job because you wouldn't prosecute. What happened on December 17th, Mr. Descano?
Well, sir, let's talk about December 16th.
No, that's the question. What happened on December 17th? This same guy murdered somebody. This guy murdered somebody, and I'm asking you, why did you change your website?
Well, do you not want me to talk to you about the actual case?
No, just answer the question.
I said,
which was about the case.
Why did you change your website?
Well, sir, because the website is not my policy. My policy. I think the voters might be interested in that. This is your campaign website where you said our office will take immigration consequences into account when making charging and plea decisions. Immigration consequences were certainly part of the game here, part of the issue here with Mr. Morales Ortiz. No, they weren't.
You decided
they absolutely
not to
were not. You are assuming something that is in fact untrue, because you are misrepresenting my policies. My policies do not say that we do not prosecute people.
Well, if you're proud of your policies, why'd you change your website?
Because that's not my policy. As I told you, sir, that is a campaign statement that I made before I was Commonwealth
It had been up for
campaign
6 years. A week after we send you a letter saying we want you to come testify, shazam, you change it.
Because I could not.
Is that coincidental?
Because I could not believe that people were so obtuse that they could not realize what the difference between a campaign statement and an actual office policy is.
I just wanted to make sure that I heard a lot of this before I started making comments. Understand what he just let slip here, right? This is common typical from nearly all politicians. Understand this here. They're going to say whatever's needed for you to vote for them. And then immediately when you vote for them, what happens here, guys? Oh, I didn't mean that. All right, let me go ahead and remove this off my website, even though it was on your website when you were asking people to come and vote for you for some reason.
When you make campaign statements, those aren't true. You're not being honest with your voters.
That's not what I'm saying at all, sir.
Sure sounded like it. Sure sounded like it.
It's absolutely not. What I'm saying is that when you
still haven't told me why you took it. You still haven't told me why you took it down.
Because I was hoping to come here to talk about my office policies, not be distracted by a campaign statement that was made a year before I was actually Commonwealth's attorney
General
and had any cases that were mine.
Come on, bro.
This is almost laughable. This is your policy. You said it right here. You told the voters, if you elect me, I will take into account immigration consequences when making charging and plea decisions.
This is my policy, not what you have in your hand.
Oh, so not anymore.
So what you said to the voters is not real. Doesn't count.
No, sir. What I'm saying is that as an office holder,
I just
my
find it
office
interesting.
is run by my policy.
Your sheriff said you wouldn't prosecute. This guy gets released, kills someone the next day. We start asking about it. You change your website and take down the statements that say you're going to take into account immigration consequences when you decide what you are going to charge.
And it has been public the entire time I've been in office, sir.
Gentleman's time has expired.
So the interesting thing about this here, in terms of like sheriffs releasing people, there's a chain of command kind of at hand here. Yeah, the sheriff, for the most part, it's a top dog when it comes to that type of thing. But there are other things like judges, right? And just so happens the judge could absolutely be some type of activist judge that literally has no interest actually in protecting the United States of America or her borders. That's a fact here. It could be that. Then you run into a prosecutor. Then you run into the next level here, the attorney general, right? Who asks for you to vote for him, to get him into a position of power, just for him to basically bait and switch you and act just like the activist judge that's going to release the guy back onto the street here. So I'm not going to go ahead and fault that specific office for that, because again, there are checks and balances when it comes to what the sheriff can and cannot do, specifically with the release of people. Even though the sheriff is someone who absolutely likes the idea, apparently, of no borders, but yet you work in law enforcement. And so what are you enforcing the safety of? What are you actually keeping safe? The ideology? Because that's what it looks like. And it seems like a good amount of the people that we just encountered here, before they got into that position of power, they had one singular position. And then they got elected, right? Then they got put into that position of power. Then out of nowhere, their talking points and their ideology started to shift back to activism rather than keeping the country safe and doing what is best for the United States of America. It seems like that, at least. But I'm just a random guy on the internet looking at these things. Who am I? I don't know. So we need to keep holding these people accountable. If you are in a position of power and you have gotten placed into that position of power under false pretenses, guys, maybe you need to not be in that position of power. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Specifically lying to your voters, and understand this is not a brand new thing here. All right. There are a lot of people that target specific communities in the United States of America saying, we're going to give you all of these things for literally no reason, but we're going to give you all of these things. Okay. Vote for me. Then they get into power and then they get none of these things, but it's fine because they're not considered racist. So they're fine. They're the good guys, even though they consistently lied to you consistently. They were the party of the plantation owners, but either way, who am I? Random guy on the internet. Sorry. Apologies. Listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. But in the meantime, guys, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.